All right. Welcome back to another episode of the Pin Eye Podcast presented by Pin Eye Media. We are joined by Trevor's beautiful mugshot and the big cats playing this week at the Genesis. So we'll talk about that and recap Scottie Scheffler's back-to-back win at the WM. So let's get into it.
This is Jordan Spieth here, and
this is the Pin Eye Podcast.
Okay, let's get inside the ropes. Let's start with Scottie Scheffler. I mean, it was right there for us, but we did have Rahm in the one and done, so you can't complain. It is kind of crazy when you think about how much Scottie Scheffler just won for winning the WM this year versus last year, because they showed the winnings of what he won last year. It was like 1.5 or something, and he wins like what, 3.6 this year?
Yeah, 3.6 this year. Rahm
So-
won 1.4 pretty much as a third place finish, which is basically what the purse was last year for first place. So
like Rahm got 1.39, I think.
yeah, 1.38. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Nick Taylor 2.18, which is more money than most tournaments. So it's gonna be more incentive to play, and I kind of like it that way.
And we've been saying like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter. Like nobody's going to care about the money. Like no fan is going to be like want to watch more because of the money. And that's true, but it did enhance the viewing experience because everybody's playing. And just like, I did think it was a little bit cool down the stretch when I was like, oh damn, Nick Taylor, like I wonder what his career earnings are versus like what he could do if he pulls this out or even just comes in second and makes over 2 million.
What are his career earnings?
I have no clue. Let me look that up real quick. Because anybody want to guess? I'm gonna set it at like 6.5.
He's won two PGA Tour tournaments though.
He's
won 2 tournaments, so it's probably like 7 million or
9.3.
Okay, so it was way over what I thought. Okay.
What is it?
What is
it?
I
see 11.2.
Oh,
okay. We were guessing.
Those were guesses.
That was your guess. I thought you.
Yeah. Oh no. I agree with you though. It's like the more money means more top players play means a better viewing experience for the viewer itself. And then even having guys like if this was last week at Pebble Beach, like no one cares about Nick Taylor coming in second place, but because this is this week and he's on the leaderboard next to John Rahm, Scottie Scheffler, Xander was up there, Spieth, all these guys, like it makes him look a lot more likable. And he was a stone cold killer too. Like he looked like Scottie, just like a stoic face the entire round and made everything, it seemed like.
And I wonder going forward, because this is our first real look at a designated or elevated event, because the Century, like it's a short field. This was a full field event, and I kind of had that major leaderboard with down to the like Nick Taylor type guy that like is vying for like a potential spoiler. And I mean, if this is what we're going to get from all the designated events, just this kind of leaderboard, it's
buckle
awesome.
up.
Awesome.
Yeah. I love how they like the money thing, like you're saying, Live Golf doesn't make people watch it more, but it does make the field more interesting, and making the field more interesting can't do worse. So it's just like the best thing you could do for the game. So I'm very into the elevated events, and I can't wait for the next one.
I would have liked to have seen some Monday cues like make the cut. See, just because like they would have made a bunch of money, like life-changing money. Just would have been like a cool thing to follow along with. But other than that, like,
there's go ahead. There are still plenty of opportunities too, like of all these elevated events. And I don't know, like Riv has whatever, Jack Wall went to South Carolina, then transferred, trader, but from the New York area.
Yeah.
Like it'd be cool to see, like can you just like hang
CBA
out with
grad.
Tiger. Like I saw the Met PGA or Met Golf Association tweet about like just Jack Wall hanging out with Tiger and like talking to Tiger one day.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty sweet.
Academy's finest.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a great event, and it was, I mean, obviously it was rowdy, but I thought that the beer throws after the John Rahm made putt were just like, okay, you guys just wanted to throw beer. Like that one, that moment wasn't worth it. Like
I think it
there
was
just
more.
wasn't
It was
a
more
hole in
Nick Taylor almost making a hole in one. Was it Taylor or Hadwin? I forget who it was, but it was
one.
Hadwin, the last shot of the third round or whatever. It was Hadwin almost making it a hole in one. And they knew that was the last shot, so that was like their last chance to throw beer, basically.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
like people just wanted to throw
I
beer.
get that. That was on Saturday, right?
Yeah,
Okay, I understand that a little more. I still am not a huge fan of just because it's I think they're just restless. Like I agree.
it
Last
was a
shot of
little
the
more
day,
tame this year, at
just
least.
yeah. Yeah,
I
it did
just
seem a
wish
little more
that
tame.
I just wish that there was a moment that would have brought that on, but like it just seems like it just seems forced when you're doing it for like a just a long putt.
They didn't really put the
Yeah.
pins in any easy spots this week on 16.
Oh no, 16 was
Yeah,
tough on Sunday.
Yeah.
they kept putting it like on the corners, and like there is one spot on like I think it's like the front right or middle right where like it's a gettable hole in one, and they just like never put the pin there. So
What and like that one was it Friday where the wind was blowing so hard the Sky's ball basically was rolling for 15
oh
minutes, it seemed
yeah, he was like on the
like that
green
was
and then
awesome.
it rolled off. Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
We saw that a couple times like over
And
the
like
course of the week.
that same day Matt McNeely put it off the green into the
Yeah,
water. 12. Uh the wind was howling, which was made it very
That was a crazy
fun to
day.
watch.
Yeah.
Mhm. We didn't
I
even talk
didn't
about we didn't mention Scotty really either. Like how it's just casually won second waste management in a row. What 5 wins in
Yeah, I
a
mean, you talked
year?
about it, Trev. You were like, I forget what day this was. You're like, yeah, it was just honestly like almost boring to watch because you just knew he wasn't going to make a mistake. And even when
Yeah.
he did on 16, like he puts it to like, I don't know, 15 feet
Oh, it
and
was more than that. And then he made the putt.
drains the par putt because you almost knew he was going to do it.
Yeah, and you knew on 17 he was gonna hit it like short right, chip up and make birdie. And then you knew on I think on 15 he like I mean that was him he made par, but it felt like it was he could have easily made birdie, but it like I think he made the eagle on 13, then hits it immediately, pulls it left into the desert on 14 and just hits a hook shot like left side of the green. You're like, all right, he's gonna get up and down. You just know he's not gonna slip up.
yeah.
It is
I don't know where I
boring
heard
like.
this, but like Scottie Scheffler doesn't play golf swing, he plays golf. Like he just knows how to shape a shot whenever it
Yeah,
comes
like
to the
that
one.
one where he had
Like
to like not hook it, but hit a draw around the tree. Do you know what I'm talking about?
yeah,
Hmm.
When he pulled his tee shot. That was a crazy shot.
and like he just has the ability to hit every shot in the bag. It's not, and like he doesn't really like tool with his golf swing a lot. So
He's more like he's more of an athlete than a golfer.
right,
For like you're trying to say.
like he just plays the sport of golf. He doesn't do the swing game that a lot of the players do these days, where they're looking for
No,
that perfect swing. Like Jordan Spieth plays the swing game right now, which like I feel like when he was the best at his game, he wasn't really playing that swing game. He was
and
more playing
I
golf.
think I think it's pretty clear. Like it didn't just hit me until just now, but it's Scotty like mentally might be the toughest guy out there. Like Rom has his like it's of the top three in the world. It's clearly like what I see it as Scotty, Rory, Rom in no order. Don't know what order that would be in, but like Rory has his uh outbursts.
Right,
Rom
so does
definitely has
Rom.
outbursts.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then Sky is just
Stone
cool,
Cold.
calm and cool as collected. And
Yeah,
like you
and
know,
Patrick
he's
Cantlay
just
kind of like
nails.
that too. Patrick Cantlay,
Yeah,
very
but
calm, cool.
Sky is just better than Cantlay. Like
Yeah,
it's
and
Yeah,
not even close.
I mean, it's crazy to think that because if you remember last year before the Masters, the final round, remember how he's saying he was like crying like incontrollably like
Yeah,
before the
you
final
never
round.
think that. You
But
never think that watching
Scottie
him play golf.
Scheffler's doing that? Yeah, no, I don't believe that.
He doesn't talk about that part in I mean, not spoiling anything for you guys that haven't seen it, but he didn't talk about that in full swing when they talk about his like Masters win. He didn't talk about the unless I missed it for some reason.
Interesting.
I was also doing some work, but I don't remember. I don't think he talked about like that part where he was
Like
like
overwhelmed.
crying to his wife.
I mean, he also could have said it, and like that's already been something. If that was something that wasn't said before, like that, they and he said that in the filming, like they definitely would have included it. But I wonder if they maybe even omitted it. I don't know.
I mean,
I bet they
listen,
wouldn't have though.
after all that, he like once you get to the golf course, it feels like Scotty's just in his zone because
He's got such a good
he won
mindset.
anyway. So
Yeah, exactly. Mentally, it's just
He still
tough.
drives he's not driven by like all this new money that's coming you know, into these events. Like he still
No.
drives his I forget what I think he still drives like a Tahoe from like 2000 like 4 or something, like or maybe before that even. Maybe
The
like
picture of him on it was watching the Super Bowl, had like a bag of chips in hand, like with Sam Burns just streaming the Super Bowl on a computer.
yeah, that's
That's
great.
pretty funny too. Like that's just what I was doing today at work watching Chelsea game. Like it just common man.
yeah, common man. He's one of us, but not
No
really. He's
question.
insane at golf.
Because of this, you know, quote unquote boring game that he plays where he's just, you know, very good and gets everything up and down. You know, some people might not agree that it's boring, but like it just, you know, whatever you want to call it. Is he in like your top, you know, 10 guys that you like really like? Like, do you like Scottie Scheffler? Do you like rooting for him?
I like Scottie Scheffler. It's tough when he's out in the lead. I like rooting for him to kind of chase guys, but when he's up and out in the lead, you just know he's not going to lose it. So
Yeah,
it's
because
hard to root for that.
here's the thing. It's like when Jordan is in the lead, it's a
Anything could
little
happen.
anything
Yeah,
can
it's
happen,
a
and you're
wild
like
card.
rooting for him to hold on versus Scotty. It almost is better to watch him chase because he has to be more aggressive, but he's just not going to make mistakes when he's out ahead like that
I
on the
mean,
sun.
yeah, if you go through
That's a good way to
Scotty's
put it.
game,
Yeah.
if you go through Scotty's game, he's amazing ball striker, very good stroke gain approach, ball striking, good at that. His short game's incredible. Putting's really good. The worst part of his game is his off the tee driving, and that's not even bad at all. Like he just misses one like every 8 or 9 holes, but then he's just right back in the middle of the fairway the hole after that. So like nothing can really happen to him when he's out in the lead. So
He's like a more
I
exciting Cantlay in that way as well.
yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Can't they both have the same like face, or like it seems like there's not much a whole lot of emotion going on, but he's a kind of a combination, I think, of Spieth and Cantlay, where he's kind of wild, or Sky's kind of wild and has the
And it's
putting, the
like
get up and
fundamentally.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Like
and
feet all
just
over the place.
Yeah.
yeah,
Happy
all
feet.
over the place, but like has the Cantlay, like doesn't have the Spieth like mannerisms and talking 24/7 and
Yeah.
says gosh dang it Jordan all the time.
He
And
doesn't have the two-way miss that Spieth has that could come out in any hole.
yeah,
So
he's a little more erratic. Like Cantley seems like he's just kind of straight in his arrow. Sky's a little more erratic on the speed side, but he's uh has that Cantley mentality, which I think helps.
but he
But
always has a
what
shot in his locker to get out of trouble
yeah,
anyway.
exactly.
So
Exactly. And Pat, to what you're saying, I feel like there's only, depending like who's on the leaderboard, I feel like there's only like two or three guys outside of Tiger that would be, I would, that if they were in the lead, I would actively root for them not to like kind of come back, if that makes sense. Like I always want, I feel like I'm always rooting for excitement, and Sky like is great and he's fun to like. I like Sky a lot, but I won't, like if he's in the lead like this past week, I almost want the chaos. I almost want a Nick Taylor to come back. I almost want Sky to hit in the water and like something to be like us to be like, oh man, what's gonna happen next. But if it's Rory and Spieth in the lead, like you just feel like disaster is waiting to happen, and you don't, like you're right, you don't want, you kind of waiting for you want them to hold on, if that makes sense.
yeah, I think like moral of the story, I think Scottie as a chaser is very interesting, but as Scottie as somebody in the lead, maybe a little bit more boring.
Yeah, I'm willing to settle on that because like I do like Scotty,
Yeah.
but like
Exactly.
on Sunday I didn't find myself rooting for him
I
for
needed
some
him to
reason.
be
And I
like
think
2 or
it's because
3
of that,
shots back
because
going into 16
because of
or
what we
even
just
before
talked
that.
about. Yeah.
If situations are reversed and Rom's in the lead like that and Sky's behind, like I think I would be rooting for Scotty.
I mean, yeah. So just saying, if the situation was reversed, what would have happened? What do you think would have happened? Do you think Scotty would have won still, or like you think Rom would have settled down and just played his game? It's tough to
I don't
say.
know.
I don't know. I feel like we don't really see Scotty as a chaser very
No,
often.
we
No,
don't.
we don't. That's the thing.
If
'Cause
if he wins a golf tournament, he wins like three
I
out of
mean,
4 days. Like he's leading 3 out of 4 days.
the only one you could say he was chasing was last year's like WM, and he wasn't even like chasing. He just kind of ran into a win last year. He just played well enough,
he was
and
chasing, I guess you're right. He
everybody at
was.
the top of the leaderboard just didn't play well, and he was just played consistent golf and ended up like we were surprised when he won almost like kind of came
And
out
that
of
was kind of
nowhere.
his breakout. And I feel like every
Yeah,
win since then has been like, all
yeah,
right, he's gonna win. Like Masters, like you knew on Saturday, like obviously he was up by a lot on Sunday, going into Sunday, but you knew even going like into 12 when it was he and Cam, you're kind of like nervous, and then Cam immediately hits in the water. Like Scotty wouldn't. Scotty just doesn't make those mistakes that
API
you.
was dodgy. API was dodgy with
Yeah,
Hopland down the stretch. That was a great
good
finish.
tournament.
I
Yeah,
remember I walked 14 through 18.
I forgot you were there. Yeah,
Yeah, and then watched 18 from the skybox. That was a great battle between them down the stretch. But I remember, do you remember Scotty getting it up and down because he had to like punch out from like under some trees? Do you remember this? He tried to go for it from
yeah.
under the
He
trees
tried to
during the
go for it
API.
and he didn't really
Yeah.
pull it off.
So he is very exciting to watch when he's like chasing like that.
but it's in the mix. But when he's up by two,
But
he's
yeah,
just gonna make par every hole
Be
and
safe.
not
Yeah.
give up. Yeah,
yeah.
I guess that's what it is for Scotty.
I have another waste management thought that I thought this weekend. And I saw this on Twitter. I think it was Dylan Dethier, or however you say his name,
Yeah.
Dethier. What is the most is 16? Like he said, like is 16 the most famous hole in golf?
Mm,
So a lot of people were like, no, not even close. But then it's also like, I don't know, to like people that don't know golf, like
Sawgrass
Yeah,
maybe.
I
Great
was
Sawgrass.
my initial thought was
Road hole.
Sawgrass, and I said I was thinking even like my first thought is like 12 at the Masters, or but like also any of those holes in the Masters could be famous, really.
it's up there
Yeah.
for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
The road hole is an interesting one.
Road hole, but like no one like the
I don't think
casual
the
golf fan
average
doesn't
person,
really, yeah,
yeah.
I
doesn't
would
really
say
know
I
the
would
road
guess
hole.
Amen Corner is probably the most famous. I don't think like you're not average, but like you're below average golf fan who tunes into the Masters every year and knows what Amen Corner is. They might not be able to pick out 11, 12, and 13, but they
I
know it's
think
one of those holes.
they know 12 the most.
And
I agree.
I think 17 on Sawgrass is
Yeah.
pretty famous.
Yeah, and that's only because those
Are we
like I
saying
feel
it's
like
top five?
probably is the most famous
Okay.
hole. Like just the sheer amount of people like you see every week. It's always Super Bowl right before the Super Bowl. Sometimes on the same channel as the Super Bowl. Uh, if it's CBS, and it's always crucial and it's always a party and everyone posts about it on social media. So I think
Yeah.
it's up there, but I don't think it's the most famous.
It's probably in the top 5 of just if you poll
Yeah,
people, random
yeah,
people.
I'd agree.
Um, so I guess that brings me to a similar conversation just about designated events in general. So I'm looking through the list right now, and like obviously with the players coming up, and I'm looking through like the match play, RBC Heritage, like the Travelers got it this year. Um, like Wells Fargo's like pretty interesting.
Winning score at the Travelers is gonna be like 35 under this
Yeah,
year.
like
Yeah,
it's gonna be so interesting to see like an elevated event at the Travelers. Like we have to go to that.
I guess we do. Yeah. Like
It's
actually,
elevated. Like everybody's gonna be there. I mean, I'm guessing some guys will take it. Maybe we'll
Well,
take
you
it
can
off
only
as their
only
one.
one. Is it still the week after the U.S. Open? I think it is, right?
might be.
Because
Maybe.
I think it's like I mean it's probably some guys like well like Rory's going to be there though because like he already
We're
took
gonna
his
have to-
tournament off. Like they can only miss one designated event. Uh,
I mean, regardless, it's gonna be a lot.
I
yeah.
mean, they
Oh,
they
it will
want
be a
these
lot.
guys to play in the
RBC
weeks
Heritage is
after.
a
Yeah,
elevated event.
and that's right
Yeah,
after the Masters.
Yeah.
watching at the, like all these guys at the RBC like Harbor Town's gonna be insane as well.
I'm gonna love. That's gonna be great.
And
That's gonna be awesome.
The
I might try to go
Travelers
to
is a
that.
good
That's gonna be
tournament.
awesome.
The Travelers is a good tournament.
It
It
is.
just always has a bad field, but now it won't.
It kind of you're right. I think the more people will take it off just because it's the week after the U.S. Open and it's a cross country trip too, like from LA to
LA to Connecticut.
Connecticut.
It sucks.
Yeah,
This
Just
will be,
brutal.
I mean, it's still a $20 million purse. Like people are gonna be there.
oh yeah, people will be
The
will
the
for
field
sure
will
be
be
there.
like 5 times as good.
And people like playing that tournament regardless too. Like even if it wasn't
do.
elevated, people were playing that tournament a lot.
I think they did a pretty good job picking the events for elevated events.
Yeah,
The
and
match,
it's gonna change.
Yeah.
I know it was already a WGC, so like people played in it, but do you think it'll enhance the match play a lot this year?
I
It was
don't
like
know.
the last week,
Match play
last
just
year.
gets a little boring when they get down to the last few because there's just not a lot of golf going on.
Yeah.
They can't just pan around. It's a lot of
But do you think it'll
commercials.
enhance like the first day?
I guess, yeah. I think so. I
Cool
think
Bloods.
you'll
I
have
think
better
Cool Bloods
matchups.
watch.
Yeah. I mean, the match play needs something different going on there, but I haven't.
Well,
quite
they're
figured it out
they're
yet.
not even gonna be at Austin next year either.
They're also not doing match
Yeah.
play anymore, I don't think.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
sorry, whatever the article was.
the last call for match play.
So that's another thing that we should talk about. Where do you think that goes? Like what stop, like what venue right now
I don't even know.
in the US or Canada or whatever does it like could be that kind of host for a new elevated event potentially.
Well, they're going from Florida to
Texas to Texas again. So probably somewhere in Texas.
They probably. I wonder
Ooh,
if they just
what about
go
Frisco?
somewhere in Texas. Oh,
What
that'd
about
be
the new
sweet.
PGA
That'd be
campus?
sweet. But I think I wonder if they don't want that just because they're hosting the PGA in the future. Like I don't know how that works.
Those are championship courses, right? That they built. Like they did that.
Yeah, they built it. They're going to host a PGA. I think they're actually hosting a senior PGA this year. I think.
Okay, I feel like that's kind of where I lean on where that goes.
I mean, that'd be awesome. But like I don't know what the obviously we don't know logistics are, but that'd be great.
Barely
It
opened
either
it
has
up.
to be somewhere in Florida or somewhere in Texas, and I don't think they're going to do 4 Florida tournaments in a row. So
No, I don't know where you like. I feel like there's so many different places you can play in Texas.
I mean, there's a lot of places.
Good and bad. But like just the space and be able to host a PGA
yeah, you need to
tournament.
host a tournament. Like I don't know if you could host a tournament at Dallas National.
Yeah,
Go to Colonial, but I don't know if Colonial hosting their Texas tournament. Like I don't know what
Colonial.
I don't know what
Charles Schwab.
like all the Texas courses blend together in my opinion. So it's I don't know what hosts what.
I think Frisco's a little different.
It is. I've heard it is very different. I've heard it's very cool.
I saw it. It looks
Charles
almost,
Schwab.
and I'd be interested to see if it's the same course designer. It almost looks like, do you know like the Turning Stone courses in upstate New York, like a Tunyo, that's where like DJ got his first win. Unless I'm absolutely wrong, but I feel like I remember it from the good video. It kind of looks like similar vibes to that.
I mean, the PGA headquarters is moving out there, so
Yeah, it looks. Yeah.
so it would make sense.
I forgot who designed it.
PGA headquarters moving out where?
Frisco.
Frisco.
Yeah.
PGA
Okay, no, sorry. I thought you were connecting something.
They're probably gonna host like a major, like you said, majors.
They're
So
they're
I don't
they're,
know.
they already are hosting a
The
PGA.
PGA, yeah. So
Like in like 5 years, 4 years, something like that. Like they're already like
They might
on the
not.
books.
They might not want like a yearly event there.
right. I
No,
don't know.
I don't. It
It's
doesn't
something to
sound
think
like it.
about. There's a lot that goes into picking like a PGA Tour venue. You need to
Yeah.
have the hospitality. You need to have the like parking. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Of course, it needs to be long enough.
Well, that would be a question to ask somebody who's more in the know.
Yeah.
Gail
for sure.
Hines.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else before we move into Riv and Tiger Woods talk?
Full
But that'll
swing.
be part of it.
Full
Full
swing. Episode
swing?
one. Episode one. Full swing.
But not the
Yeah,
rest.
Pat, you've obviously
Not the
watched
rest.
more.
You watched more than we did. But episode one, Jordan Spieth, JT. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I feel like it was very, very good. I thought, and it was just it just. I feel like it's more interesting for. I feel like it's so hyped up it couldn't have possibly lived up to the hype. But at the same time, I was so intrigued by it just because it's stuff we follow it so closely and we see stuff that we don't normally see and hear, and we'll only see and hear that more and more.
I think you guys.
I pulled out one thing from the PGA where Mito Pereira on the last tee was like, I effed up on the last freaking hole of the tournament.
Yeah,
I thought
that's
that was
very
awesome.
cool.
Like, how did we not hear that before this?
Yeah. But I guess like that footage of him talking never
Just
really.
like exclusively from the Netflix series, I guess. But that's just like some great inside stuff.
I think that you guys will like the episodes that come after episode one, because I feel like you've heard all the JT and Jordan stuff a million times, and then you did see that cool stuff at the PGA Championship. That was really interesting to see with like just.
I mean, as golf fans, you kind of know where it's going. That JT's winning the PGA at the end of this episode, like obviously.
Absolutely.
And you know a lot of it, but like the Joel Damon story is awesome. Even the Poulter thing is like kind of interesting.
I think the live stuff is going to be very, very interesting. And like it'll be you've already seen it, but I wonder how they're going to lay it out and how much they're going to go into it. Just because you can go so deep into like all like even like the Patrick Reed stuff and everything like that. No, they're not. But like it's like I'm just looking forward to seeing how they portray it and how they portray Poulter and Kepka and DJ and all those guys.
Netflix not trying to catch a case.
I miss Kepka actually. The episode with Kepka kind of made me miss Kepka, but even though he's kind of just like an absolute D-bag.
Ass hat.
Yeah, you do like you do look at the guys who went to live and you're like, yeah, DJ, Kepka.
That's
Bryce,
what made me think.
like,
that's what made me text in our group chat today. Like,
you miss Kepka.
It's gonna be kind of like insane. Like,
I mean, we had this talk in the group chat. Like, there's no villains on the PGA Tour right now. Like,
no,
besides James Hahn, who's like not good enough to be a villain.
Yeah.
Who's your PGA Tour villain right now? There's no one.
Yeah,
anyone that beats the guy you're rooting for, but like not actually. The answer is not.
Like Danny Willett.
Exactly.
Yeah, Danny Willett is a villain only because
a villain. But I think Mito Pereira, if he stayed in the PGA Tour, would have been kind of a villain. People were like,
but I don't think
took a major away from
I
JT
like
and
Mito.
Yeah, but like I don't know. I would rather have if Mito had won, I'd be like, damn, I wish Zalatoris won that, or damn, I wish JT won that.
Mito was one of the guys we were on early. I kind of like Mito.
Yeah.
Is Billy Horschel just going to become like?
He might be the guy.
Oh yeah, I'm not a big guy. I'm
not. Am I?
Do not like him.
Like he's gonna just have to carry that for everybody, because I don't really hate Billy Horschel at all. Like I get why people don't like him, but he's not Patrick Reed, so it's hard.
Are we gonna start?
Are
we gonna start we hate Billy Horschel
campaign? I mean, he is a really good guy, but so like it's like the
exactly.
APGA Tour. He has an event on the APGA Tour where he funds the purse, and it's like their biggest purse on the whole entire tour.
Yeah.
Like up until this year when MasterCard took over like the tour championship, his event had a bigger purse than the tour championship of it. So it was like, he's a good guy, but like he's just kind of whiny about all this live stuff.
So whiny. So whiny.
But I'm just going through the official World Golf
Oh,
rankings right now,
I've
and
known him
I
too.
saw Billy Horschel, and I haven't really seen anyone else. Then I'm like, hate that guy.
Keegan Bradley.
I like Keegan.
I don't mind Keegan either.
I apparently is not not a good guy. And
I can see that.
like I don't like him also too because he just takes like a million years to hit the ball.
But people generally like him. So
I'm not. I've never been a fan of him really.
Yeah.
But
He's
you're
not-
right. I probably don't like. I probably would if I had to root against anyone. I'd probably root against Billy Home more. But it's a weird like if those two are the villains, it's not even close to Reed or
It's not what it was before. Like you could find a reason to hate Bryson, Brooks, Patrick
Yeah.
Reed. Like
well, and if I brought up the point
Poulter.
where Poulter. But I brought up the point where like people might not like Hatton because he's kind of like I don't know. He talks a lot and he kind of swears, but like I think he's funny and
I think it's
hilarious.
entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah, and Rom people might not like Rom because Rom's can be kind of whiny and at times and just looks so like I don't know, not pleased, and people might
Yeah,
be
but
turned
then
off
you
by
then you
that.
like
But
you hear the guy talk and you're like, he's a pretty nice guy.
oh, he's so like intellectual.
Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah,
There's just like
exactly.
there's a lack of villains right now in the PGA Tour, and like Live Golf is just taking all of them. It kind of sucks, but it's what it is.
All right. Let's talk some Riv, talk some Genesis Invitational. Do we want to start by like getting into the one and done and then talk about everything, or do you want to talk about some Tiger talk first?
Let's roll Tiger first. Let's just
Okay.
get into a little Tiger talk. Back
Let's
this
get it
week.
over with.
Yeah,
My
right.
general, like from what I've seen so far, it seems like he's healthier than he has been.
I would agree. I think from what I've heard, he's not limping as much. Apparently, they've been like just messing around and just trying to find ways where you can walk without a limp and be able to do that. And you play a full practice round. It seemed like today, like he's walking up 18.
I mean, he was at LACC like on Tuesday, just walking
Yeah.
around the course there, getting ready.
Yeah,
So
and
that was interesting.
he sounds more confident. I feel like I think he said like around the same things like I'm here to win, like at the Masters and the PGA, whatever last year and the British Open, but this year it just feels like he just has more confidence that he's like, all right, I actually can do this. And he's playing a PGA Tour event. And it's not a major, so
I'm excited to watch.
I'm very interested as well.
Do you think he makes the cut?
I he doesn't have a very good history. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Despite it
He's
being
never won here.
He doesn't have yeah, I mean, I remember I'm pretty sure the last time he played here, they were showing him on the broadcast at like 12 over. He might have made the cut though.
Let's go to the performance charts here.
He's a T7, T15.
Last time he played here, he did make the cut, finished 68th, 11 over. T15, then he did get cut the year before that, and then it's been quite some time before he's played. So
yeah,
not the greatest history
what does
here.
data golf look like?
2020 was a lot this time he played.
It's still on his last 25 starts. You still see the Masters on there.
Yeah. I mean, obviously. I want to say yes, he makes the cut. It'll be great for golf. It's good for the coverage, but I don't know. It's really hard to predict what Tiger's going to do coming out of these long layouts.
I think he actually will make the cut just because I think it's I think it might take a few holes to get used to, just like the back of tournament golf and the feel of it. But if anyone can get used to it, it's him. And it's
I mean,
also,
you gotta think
it's
he's had
also,
it circled on the calendar for a while. Like he
yeah,
knew he was
like
playing here.
you're right. And also, I think he's like, it's gonna be tough. Like it's gonna be a tough scoring week, and that benefits Tiger. I think if he can't win in a birdie fest. He just can't.
Oh no.
Like the Masters, he made the cut because he knows that course like the back of its hand. He knows how to get them down from impossible places. Like this course is iron play and greens. Like he doesn't need to hit the ball incredibly far. He just needs to plod his way around
I
the
kind of
course. And
yeah.
the cut might be one or two over par. I wouldn't be surprised if it was even higher.
It
Honestly,
hasn't been even par the last it was either like 5 events here or something. I forget what it was, maybe 8, I don't know. But it like yeah, no, the cut will probably be over par, most likely.
and that benefits Tiger for sure.
Like I could see him making the cut on the number at like 1 or 2 over.
Yeah,
Shooting like, 72, 73.
and I will watch every like I cannot wait for tomorrow at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. See him on the first tee. It's gonna
Oh
be
yeah.
incredible.
Yeah,
For
well,
a
you love
first
to
tee
see it.
shot. Probably gonna birdie the opening hole because it's a glorified par 4.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be off and running.
Oh man, how awesome! Like you see Tiger, like imagine like if it was earlier in the day, you see Tiger like T1 in the leaderboard or something like that.
It'll be too late in the day at that point.
Yeah, I know. I wish it was earlier,
Yeah.
but there's not much else to say.
I
I
mean,
feel like
sick group.
it's just
Rory, Tiger, and JT also. It's a
yeah.
really good group.
Yeah, so let's get into the one and done based off of the Tiger grouping, because me and Trevor kind of brought up how we really like JT this week, but what do you think of the grouping and what that does to him? Because it could be positive, but I don't know.
JT's played with Tiger a lot. Now,
I don't
I
think
wonder what the stats between that, like with that, are. Like,
that
is
split.
JT good when he plays with Tiger? I don't know.
I don't think it has any. I mean, he's won majors before. Like
Right.
I don't think it affects him that much. I think honestly, I think it only affects him positively just because he might just be pumped that Tiger is out there.
Yeah,
It makes him more comfortable because it is like such a good friend that it is out there on the
Right.
course with. Like I don't think it's negative.
Now you're adding Rory into that group too, which is like
Again,
the
I
second
don't.
best player.
it's just gonna be a wild scene of fans.
It is.
following that.
It will be crazy.
And maybe he thrives on that, but just doesn't
Yeah,
seem optimal.
yeah, and I know why you like I know why you like JT this week. Bit of a mixed bag of results at this event, but he was 6th place last year. He does have a solo second.
He
Team
Coming
finished
off a really good final
came
round.
yeah, really good final
Yeah.
round.
He was
He's
really well
got
balanced with how
yeah,
he gained strokes last week.
and you need approaching around the green, and JT's got that in abundance.
So
And he
there's
can
that.
putt.
We can talk about that. Then there's Hovland, who, I mean, he didn't play well last week, but last week, like the courses couldn't be more different. He's
Yeah,
coming off a pretty solid week at Pebble where he really could have won. It was a weird week with this Monday finish. Like he had a chance going into the final round into Monday finish of winning. So I don't hate it. I mean, he's got good. He's T4, T5 the past 2 years. Sobel faded Hovland. It's kind of so the Sobel curse is a thing right now.
Hovland just losing like tons of strokes on the green last week and around the green. I feel like I don't know. He's a good ball striker. Like
Yeah.
we explained this like earlier in our group chat earlier this week. Like good ball striker. Like you obviously need to hit greens at this event because if you miss the green, you get penalized like pretty severely. And he has good course history at this event as well. Like you said, I mean, would you say T4, T5 last 2 years? The only 2 times he's played this event, like he kind of fits the mold of somebody who would win here.
Yeah,
You gotta hit those greens.
and
I mean, I
course
do like
history
him a lot.
is a factor here.
It is for sure.
I wonder what
Um,
just because I mean I know he won last week, but like I feel like the one and done's all about picking guys in the right spots.
Right.
Scottie Scheffler like isn't a. I mean, I want to see what he's done here in the past first before I say anything. But
T7, T20, T30, and it cut.
okay, that's not great.
It cut in 2018, and then it's T30,
I mean, he's a
T20,
different player
T7.
though since last year at the same time.
Yeah, he won. He
And he was
won, and then
T7
he
last
came to
year during
Genesis.
that stretch.
He
Yeah.
won, and then he was T7.
It's just
One,
do you think Scotty's gonna go back to back? I mean, it isn't like he is a player that could go back to back easily, but
if anyone could,
This is his stretch of golf that he loves.
yeah.
clearly.
Was it more like do you want to pick him next week instead of this week? You know,
At
I don't like or just next event he plays, whatever it is.
I don't know. I mean,
Last year he won Phoenix T7 at Genesis, won Arnold Palmer T55, then won the match play and won the Masters.
where is there a better spot to pick Scottie Scheffler than this week or next?
Probably I would lean towards the API, but
But
hard to
Hovland
say.
also played well at the API too.
Yeah, it's a toss up. And then I
Hovland doesn't want to play at
your
API though, which is funny.
He doesn't.
No, he doesn't like playing there, even though he plays well.
Played well, yeah.
Yeah.
and I see your JT like pick, like he was round 4 like tee to green last week was insane. He like was
Yeah,
5
maybe he
strokes
figures
tee to
something
green
out.
last week in the round.
Yeah.
I don't mind a Sky pick just because it's like
Like
he
name a
plays
better
well
spot
when
to
it's
do it.
tough.
Like I don't think like other than API, I don't think they're like if unless we're locked in on using him next week at API, like I don't think there's a better
2
week
weeks.
to use Scotty other than Masters, but the Masters we want to use live guys.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even think about live guys.
That's
We're
just
not
the
gonna.
strat. That's just I feel like
Cam
the
Smith's
strategy.
getting used
Yeah.
for something.
God, if Cam Smith wins and he beats out Rory, but
Cam
we win the
Smith or
pool,
DJ at the
I mean,
Masters.
I'll be very upset.
I could see Scotty winning at the RBC Heritage like right after the Masters.
I don't think that's the
I
spot
think
for him though.
I
It
think
is
this
an
is,
elevated event though. It's the $20 million purse.
but I don't think that's like Sky doesn't win Birdie Fest. Sky wins places like Waste Management where it's like a little bit tougher. Places like Arnold Palmer where it's very tough. The Masters tough. And he wins Dell Technologies, but that's kind of like a just creative like place like
Anybody can win there.
yeah, if Kevin Kisner won there and then Bryson like has played well there. So it's kind of like all over the place. But I don't I this might be a week to pick Scotty just because it's so tough and it's so uh like he rises above everyone else at events like
Short
this.
game's nuts. Like why not
Approach is
Scott?
great.
Mm, I mean, the players.
He was T55 last year at the play. The last
Well,
year.
yeah, last year you can't
Throw that
last
out.
year
can't
was
count
yeah,
last
yeah.
year at
You're
all.
right,
No,
we're
you're
throwing out
right.
last
Yeah,
year.
throw it out. Throw it out.
Like if you went out at the wrong time last year, you got like screwed, which I'm pretty sure he did.
I think if we pick Scotty, it wouldn't be a bad thing, but my head and I just think this is a JT week, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm like
My vote's JT.
I'm leaning towards like a Hovland or a JT this week just because I think we're more likely to pick Scotty in another event. Like like Scotty looks good in a lot of events. You really can't go wrong picking him in a ton of events. Where like Victor kind of has his events where you're like, I don't know if we should use him there. Or like,
What about JT? What about where is he someone we can pick him later? And
Mm,
the Masters he's played well, Valspar, Century already passed, Farmers already passed. RBC Canadian Open, like that's a crapshoot. Tour Championship. I don't know.
Wells Fargo, Quail Hollow.
yeah, Quahal is a good one for him.
Quail Hollow. What US Open, LA.
I mean, I
Like
guess even the players for JT is
Well,
like
it could be a
not a bad.
Rory spot though too, because
player,
like
yeah, JT's one of the players, and he played well great last year in the crap round, the win and everything.
if we don't pick
All right,
Scheffler
so,
this week, I think we pick Scheffler next week.
Yeah,
I mean, in 2 weeks,
I'm
2 weeks.
yeah, I'm into that maybe. I just like
What's next week?
we gotta save somebody really good for the players because like we need a almost a can't miss for the players because that's the biggest purse that there's gonna be.
Wait, what's
Yeah,
next week?
Honda.
Oh,
Love the Honda.
who cares?
Ricky's week. It's Ricky's week.
We
He's
should just
winning
pick
it.
the previous winner every year, except Straka winning the Honda again. Back to
Yeah.
back.
Let's
Just
see how
go
that
to
works.
I don't know. Those are the tournaments where you fade the chalk, but these are the tournaments where it's like, you can pick one of the big guys because you have to. Ah, damn. Okay.
There's a lot of guys that
I'm
looking
okay with
good
not
this week.
picking.
And
with not
you
picking
mentioned
Scott.
Adam Scott too. I know we probably shouldn't pick him, but like he does have good course
I
history
don't think
here. He
it's
has been playing
it's a
well.
different
It's
field.
just a different tournament, but like
If
it
this
does.
if this was last year, we probably could pick him
Yeah.
and be fine. But I think we have to go with I my vote's still
Hovland or
JT.
JT, one of the two. Because
Yeah.
Yeah.
where do you pick Hovland?
Uh
Mayakoba. Do we already pass Mayakoba?
that no, my cup is not a live event, so
Oh yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
my cup is next week with golf. My
Is it
cup.
really?
Yeah,
El
same week as Honda.
Camaleon.
I forgot. I've seen the ads where Louis Oosthuizen's on the grill. Like that's just kind of weird.
Yeah,
Um,
that's really weird.
yeah.
Yeah, Victor, you gotta have a nice, I don't know, resort golf course, birdie fest
That's
type
like
of
that
thing.
could be like the PGA. Like I could see Victor winning the PGA. Like stick rough and just ball striker
Like
galore,
it
ball striker's place, goes to shoot 61 run round and wins the PGA.
I see the Mexico Open here. Is Victor gonna be playing in that
Yeah.
again? That feels like a Victor Hovland win
Okay,
right
so
there.
we save Victor for a week where it's like not as good of an event, and it's one of those ones where it's like, he's just gonna win because he's like one of the only guys playing.
Yeah, I
I
would
kind of
hope.
think so.
I
I
mean,
kind of think so.
yeah,
But
I don't know if it's gonna be the
I
best.
think this is like I think we're not going to pick JT for an event like that just because it's JT's not going to
Playing an event
either
like that.
play in it or he's not as like Victor can win a birdie fest. JT's better at a place like this, I think. Like Southern Hills, like this Riviera is like Southern Hills, similar style, I think.
Okay, so it's JT.
I do really like Scotty for the API, even though he won last year. It just like it makes sense.
Or
Okay.
Rory
Eh,
or Tiger.
Tiger's not playing API.
Yeah, probably not. So
He might. It's flat.
I'm fine with JT.
Let
He
me
has such a
let me get
good
back to you
strokes
on that.
gain, just such a good strokes gain tee to green round last week at the fourth round. So he's coming in hot.
I think you ride the momentum. I think we do. I'm
Okay.
feeling it. I'm feeling this is the week. This is the week we're going to win.
I'm
Coming
kind
off
of
the full swing episode one, we
I'm a
gotta
little
go.
skeptical, I'm not gonna lie.
I am too. I really like Victor this week. I actually already have a future on Victor, so maybe we should have avoided
You know
him
what?
because
If JT doesn't win, Victor wins, or if JT finishes dead last and shoots a million over par because the pressure gets to him on Thursday, Tiger, you can blame me, and I won't be a part. I will suspend myself from picks for a month.
Okay.
taking all the pressure off here. Love it.
Dude, oh my god, it's such a Victor week. I don't know.
I mean, I'm fine. I'm fine with going with JT because I have the Victor future already locked in. So
I vote you. Well, Jig, you vote. Seems like you're voting Victor, and I'm voting JT. So
that's not the
it's up.
reason to do it, Jeek. I know that works
I
for
know
you.
that's not the reason to do it, but like I do understand picking JT, but I also like Victor. I don't know. JT's like a little bit more steady in his like
Pat,
game,
you have the
full
account.
game.
You make the final decision, and if you pick Victor and Victor comes in dead last, you're suspended for a week.
Okay. We'll see. JT for now.
Okay.
Yeah, Victor alternate. Maybe one of them just gets hurt and we don't have to make the decision. That would be the best thing
I
that
think the
could happen.
worst would the worst case be both of them in the playoff and the other one wins. I guess
No, that wouldn't be worst case. Worst case
get
would
the
be we
money.
pick.
We get the
Worst
money.
case is one wins and the other one gets cut.
Yeah. Cut would be
Yeah.
tough.
You
Cut
can't
would
miss
be
cuts.
catastrophic.
How many cuts have we missed in this this picks every
Not
week?
many.
These picks every week, yeah.
Not a ton. Only like one.
Should we
No,
put
actually,
together
we don't.
should we put together a make the cut parlay right now?
Eh,
Ooh.
Like one player each. I don't maybe not one player each.
I'll put my player in. Tiger Woods making the cut. What are his odds to make the cut?
I think
Put
there's some.
Justin Rose in
I think you
there.
get some boost for Tiger Woods and some.
Or
some
just Tiger
spots, but
specials.
yeah, there's probably a few.
Oh man.
I'll put Justin Rose as whatever I do.
I gotta find this Tiger Woods plus 160, Justin Rose minus 210.
That evened out.
Yeah, I'm just like looking at the list here. There's not that many players on this list to make the cut.
You can bet Tiger, Rory, or Justin JT
I mean, you
close
can
to
literally
10
just
on 6.
you can literally just go like Tiger, Rose, Hovland all to make the cut. It's like plus 380.
There you go. That's the pin high MC. Or not MC. It can be MC too.
Could be MC, but the opposite MC maybe.
Yeah.
Tiger is
Okay,
plus 160 to make the cut. Sorry.
Yeah.
Final picks, not guys that we've discussed.
Who wants to go first?
I mean, you know my pick was Hovland, but yeah, let's see here.
I'll go with a sneaky Willie Z.
I like that a lot.
Willie
Too.
Z just comes in.
Actually, no, because I don't think he's ready yet. Actually, now that I think about it,
He might not be, but like it's
Back
like
injury,
this.
right?
If he was in form and he was playing well, this would be.
this would be. I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't trust him. Actually, it's my podcast pick. Who cares? Yeah, it's a Willie Z.
I mean, I'm seeing Max Homa at 20-1. Like, I feel like that's like kind of good for Max Homa.
hometown. Yeah,
20-1. Already won this event too. I'll go with Max Homa 20-1. That's better than I thought it would.
I'm gonna go with one off the board, as I've done so often this year. KH Lee,
Sexiest golfer.
good approach stats, good around the green, has good finishes this year. T25 and T13, like okay finishes.
Okay, wait. Actually, last thing before we end the pod. So Trevor kind of just started it. Who's your Nick Taylor of the week? Like who's the guy that where it's like Scheffler, Thomas.
But
like
before we get into that, like Tom Hoagie kind of sticks out on this board.
Tom Hoagie would be good too.
Does he really? He really stinks here. That's crazy. He's so good strokes gain approach.
I saw someone talking about this on Twitter. They were like, this should be a course fit, but he's not good here.
That makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Wild.
Aaron Rye is my guy, and KH Lee, I guess.
Okay, I like that. It's kind of that makes sense. Who's the guy that is playing spoiler on Sunday?
I mean, does Gary Woodland count as a guy that's just like kind of out there?
Yeah,
I think Gary Woodland can make some noise at this tournament.
How about I'm putting Thomas Dietrich in there.
28th strokes gain around the green.
He hasn't missed a cut in a long time.
Gary Woodland is terrible strokes gain around the green, but he's really good approach this year apparently. So
yeah, Thomas Dietrich is gonna be mine.
Cool.
All right.
Thanks.
Anything else we can get in the clubhouse to end the episode? Cheek, you played some golf.
Yes, I did. I like went out by myself on a Monday because I was kind of off on Monday, and there was no one on the golf course. It was great. I love it when there's no one out there. I was just playing like 2 balls. Driver was kind of in. Irons off the tee, lawn irons off the tee were not good, and like That's usually a
Each when he's
strength.
not on with the long irons off the tee, hits them about like 140 yards.
Yeah, it was like I was like that's usually like a strong suit in my game. I feel like I'm pretty good on irons off the tee, like when I'm locked in. But
For
yesterday
me,
it was
mine will
so
go
bad
140 yards left.
left. I mean, I was just like not making good contact with irons off the tee, but my driver was like in tune. And I think I played about 16 holes. I had like a nice 5-hole stretch where I was actually I had a 5-hole stretch where I was 2 under. That was
Really?
weird. Yeah, I
Wow.
made three pars and 2 birdies. It was, and then like the rest
Where
of
to
them.
where?
Well, so I played the holes like completely out of order. So
Okay.
it was, I think I played,
Played 16 5 times in a row.
no, so I did play 16 was one of
There you
those
go.
holes. I did play 16,
Did you
16,
birdie it?
17, 18, 3, and 4. I birdied,
Okay.
um, I didn't birdie 16. I
Wait,
birdied
16, 17, 3, and 4.
16, 17, 18, 3, and 4.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Which two did you birdie?
I birdied 3 and 4.
Wow. Not what I would have expected.
No. And like on 17, I hit like bombs and like I made it over the green and then I like scored a chip and like got up and down for par. But yeah,
Nice. Yeah, no, I'm excited for
It was warm in
golf
there.
season.
It was warm up there today, wasn't it, for you guys?
it was like
64.
60 degrees today. I hate
Wow.
that I couldn't go and play
It's
golf.
colder down here. It's 55
I was in
or
such a good
61.
mood walking around New York today, other than the fact that I couldn't
That's a
play
great
golf.
feeling.
Yeah, that first like warm day of the year.
I'm playing golf on Sunday, first round of the year.
Let's go.
It'll be 60.
You know, I still don't count whatever I did as a round of golf, but
I think I might be playing potentially, I don't know where yet, but I'm gonna be playing in like the Pinehurst Southern Pines area.
Ooh,
Not this weekend, but the next potentially.
that's pretty sweet.
I still have to book flights and shit, but I'm going down to North Carolina.
I
Jackson?
will, yeah,
Yeah.
I will be playing in
That's
Costa
a lot of fun.
Rica. Costa Rica in like
What the hell?
a month.
What? I
Yeah,
knew that.
it's like
actually.
yeah. I'll
Morgan
play 1 or 2 rounds of Costa Rica.
I don't even know what to expect out of Costa Rica golf.
Yeah, neither do I. I don't even know if I'm
Neither
gonna bring
do I.
my clubs, to be honest. Might just roll with the rentals, but we'll see.
My Coba stuff. To kind of, I don't
It's
know.
not in Costa Rica.
I know, but like that just sounds like it'd be
Yeah.
Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Man,
no.
you guys are going all destination places.
I
We-
mean,
we
I
do-
wouldn't.
we-
I'm going
we-
to
we do-
Fayetteville, North Carolina. I'm going to
Yeah, that's a big
military
destination.
town.
We
I'm not going.
we
not
do have to
going
get a
anywhere
trip
now.
going to maybe this year to Myrtle Beach
Myrtle
area.
Beach, yeah.
We'll play some golf.
Yes.
For a weekend.
Yeah.
We have to get that going.
Days. Yeah, I'm down.
We can go literally. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Let me know.
I will.
Okay. Other than that, anything?
No.
Tiger's
All right.
back.
We'll have
Debating.
some.
I'm debating on the driver again. Sorry, I lost.
Oh,
my-
really?
Debating it. I keep going back and forth. I keep
The same
thinking
two?
about it. Yeah. Keep thinking about it. It keeps me up at night. And I'm debating like if I should get it now before I play my first round, and then I'm like, okay, then it kind of kicks me off the whole rest of the year, or I don't know. We'll see.
You got some decisions to make between now
I
and
do.
Sunday.
A few days.
Yeah. All right. We have some live golf to talk about next week.
Oh my god.
We'll see you then.